Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. We have a new video, and I know some of you are probably waiting to get into this topic. So if you don't know, which you should by now, that I'm a school psychologist, and a lot of people think all we do is just test IQ and to see if you're either intelligent or not. That's not what IQ means to a school psychologist. So we don't really call it IQ, we call it cognitive. So cognitive testing. And some people are like, well, why is cognitive testing so important? Like, what does that measure? Like, how does it benefit a student? So let's just get into the cognitive testing itself and what it measures. So for students in education, cognitive testing shows us how well a student is able to use their memory skills, process information, critically think, and apply their reasoning skills. If you see me looking down, I'm just looking at my notes. So it also shows us how that student is able to process information and what we can give and take. Yes, there is a score, but we don't like to rely solely on the number. We want to look at all of the information that we gather to see what the student needs, which goes into my first point of why cognitive scores are important. So they show us a student's strengths and weaknesses based off of the information that we collect from the cognitive testing. So for instance, a student could have a very low working memory score, which means that the student struggles with holding small chunks of information into their memory for a short period of time. So what that means is we may have to give that student more time. We may have to give that student reminders, handouts, things that will help support the student keeping that information in for a longer period of time. The student may also struggle with processing speed. So we still want to use some of those same strategies to help that student. Or it could be vice versa. And we can see how having a very high level of processing speed can support the student in the learning environment. Which next goes into intervention and strategy. So based off of the information that we collect from cognitive testing, we are able to build intervention plans and able to share with teachers ways to support the student in the classroom. So yes, the number is there and we all see the number, but the number is used to break down how can we support the student, and if the student is excelling in this particular area, how can we use what the student is excelling in to apply it to what the student is struggling in. So they kind of work together. So what you may be strong in can support what you may be lacking. The last step is well, not the last thing, but one of my last things that I do in my career as a school psychologist is the IQ score helps us support students who are about to transition from secondary into post-secondary education or career. So that's your 12th graders or any student who chooses to continue on their education to the age of 22. So what happens is we do the cognitive testing, we use those scores to see what type of careers may be best suited for the student. We also use this score to help if the student does want to go to college and they may need specific academic supports to help them throughout that process. So the score is important in that sake that it shows the college or it helps the next phase of the student's life, which is career, and how to support them best so that they make the most success in these environments. So I said all that to say in this short video that cognitive testing is important. And it's not just a number that we should focus on. The number gives us a way to pave the road to ensure that the student reaches optimal success. So we want to make sure that we don't just focus on the score itself and say, well, they have this IQ, because we all know, and we all do know, if you don't know, I'm going to tell you that the score can change. It could be based off of the student's motivation. It could be based off of what had been previously during that day, or the student's, I guess, like mood. It could be anything. So IQ scores can change based off of how the student performs on that particular day. So yes, the number is important, but the number should be used only to help us build a plan to help that student reach academic success. I hope this video was helpful, and I hope it provided you some insight to the importance of cognitive scores and cognitive testing. So if there's anything else that you want me to break down or help you understand, let me know in the comments and leave me a thumbs up. Until next time, this is your boy getting psyched on all things school psych education and all that stuff. And I'll see you next time. Peace out and have a good day.